Hi there, and welcome to the BitQ Pro downloader tutorial. I'll just walk you through the setup and downloading process and just give you a quick guide to the user interface. Now, when you receive your email after purchase, you'll get a license key. All you need to do is enter your email address that you purchased the app with, and then just paste in your license key. Okay, now when the app is activated, you will notice that there are three main areas. We have the paste URL section, we have a settings section with the settings that you can choose for your download, whether that be video settings or audio settings. We also have a quality settings here. Now with the quality, that all depends on what the user has uploaded. If you set 8K and there's no 8K at the other end, it will just get the highest quality available. But if you choose a lower format, there's probably a lower format there. It should be able to grab whatever format that you want, so just be aware of that. We can choose our output folder. If you don't choose one will be created for you in your downloads folder, and it will be named BQP. Now, what you can do is you can choose to have, after the files are downloaded, to open those files in the Finder when you're finished. This is a little indicator here, which can be adjusted in preferences. This is for your concurrent downloads. At the moment, the concurrent is set to 2, but you can have up to 6 downloads at once. As a rule of thumb, 2 is a good setting, but if you want to do more, go for it. In the bottom section here, we have the download queue. Once you paste your URLs into here, this will get populated. You also have a shortcut here to a statistics panel. Now this little statistics panel is live, so when you're downloading, you'll be able to look at this and you'll be able to see information about all of the jobs that you have set to download. We'll also have a shortcut to the preferences. There's a bunch of preferences here that you can set, and this is where you can change your concurrent downloads. So I'll just set it to, say, 4 for now. If you want to deactivate your license to move it to another machine, you can. And there are a bunch of settings here, such as completion sound effect and completion animation. You'll get a little tinkle and a little starburst effect when downloads have finished. But if you don't like that or it's annoying, just turn them off. And again, some of these settings here are duplicated in the settings panel. If you want to track your downloads history, you can just set this flag and it will just keep a track of all your downloads until you reset it. You can also check for updates on launch. Periodically, I'll update the app and you'll get notified through the check for updates. You also have it's default to dark mode, but there's also a light mode if you prefer the light mode setting. We also have a status icon here. This will update you with information, and there's also a little information here about how many items in the queue and how many files to download. This will update dynamically. Okay, so let's drop some URLs in and give it a whirl. Okay, and this one, once we've added the URLs in here, the add to queue button will illuminate. So I'll add it to the queue. And once we're added to the queue, we'll get a little bit of a status update, and here are our items. Now the queue can be reordered. So if you have a preference, it can be easily reordered here. Now once we hit the start button, you'll get a notification. This only happens once. So if this is a fresh install, you'll need to open the preferences and toggle the legal item here. So you just toggle this to agree to the terms. There you go. Once you've done that, we do it once and that's it. You'll never get annoyed again unless you do a fresh install on a different machine. Okay, now we're ready to start. So I'm going to hit the start button, and because we have 4 concurrent downloads, you'll see there are 4 items that will be processing. Processing essentially is we're talking to YouTube in this instance, or it could be Vimeo, and just negotiating, and basically we're telling them that we're not a bot. So we've got to do this gently, because if we started grabbing, you could get flagged that you're a bot and get banned from the site. So we do everything correctly. So now we're negotiating with the host, So we've basically got permission now. So now we're polling for information about the file. So we're going to get the real file name and information about the file. And then we have a little info window here. And this info window will get updated as soon as we get the information from the other side. This step can take a little bit of time, but once this is done, the downloads are pretty quick. Okay, you can see we're processing here. We've now got some file names. And if we come into one of those, we'll see we've grabbed the thumbnail and now we've got some information. So this is the video dimension of the file. We've just selected any quality, so this is the maximum file size. So it's just going to grab that one. But if we had selected a lower format, it would download the lower format, but nothing higher than the 1080p that we see here. This file here came from Vimeo. So we've got some information about this file. Now, in regards to Vimeo, it's a good idea to have a Vimeo account and log into the account. Vimeo can be a little bit difficult in downloading their files. Through testing, it's found that Chrome browser is the best. So just log in, but it does seem to work without logging in. But if you do have troubles, just log in on a Chrome browser and everything should be good. So now we're starting to download. As you can see, we get all this additional information here. Now if we have a look at our statistics panel, you can see we've got something live happening here. So now we are downloading, so we get some download statistics. We've got some statistics up here, the total file size, just all dynamically update. So it's more if you just like all this sort of information. But if you do, want to know that things are happening, just pop into this panel. And here we go, we've already downloaded 3 files. We can reveal them in the Finder if we like, in these buttons here. And now we're negotiating again with the other side. So it's a similar process to before, so we need to gently talk to the other side. Here we go. Now we're starting to see some names. You can see up here we have 3 files to download, which is these last 3 here. Here we go. And we'll look at our statistics. Getting a pretty good download speed here. We've already downloaded 500, 600 megs of files. Done 7 jobs, 6 successful because we're downloading the last one. Had no failed and no cancelled. Okay, we've got a little tinkle and starburst. So now we've successfully downloaded all those videos and open them up. And there they all are. They're all named properly. Okay, so let's clear out these ones. And what we'll do is we'll download some playlists. Playlists are quite fun. So I'm just going to drop in a few playlists and we'll see how we deal with those. And once they drop in, each playlist needs to be passed or processed individually before they're entered into the queue, and they will immediately get these settings. But what we'll do is we'll change these settings once they're in the queue here. So I'm going to drop them into the queue, and it tells you that you've got 5 playlists, and they won't be able to start until they are resolved. So here we go. drop them in. So you can see from our status, it's fetching all the information about the playlist. So we're getting what the titles are, how many items are in that playlist, and you'll get notified. Sometimes you might not even know that you've actually selected a playlist. And it will tell you how many items are there and give you an option whether or not you want to do the whole playlist or you want to just take the first item, which is probably the one that you wanted anyway. So here we go. This music playlist here has 34 tracks. So do we want to download that, or do we want to download the first one, or just not download at all? So we'll take them all. So now we've got an option to set a folder for this. So if you didn't want to be in the default folder, you can choose to put this into any folder, and the folder will get named the playlist name. So we'll download all those. This one has 208 files, so maybe we'll just grab the first one of that. In regards to playlists, sometimes I've found in downloading large numbers in playlists, some of the files might not download, so they will get skipped. It will just skip it and go on to the next, but it will notify you in the information that that file was skipped and tell you what the item number was. Okay, all 20 of those. Okay, so now all the files are in the queue. So we've got 5 items, which is here, and there are 98 files, which we will download. Because this is a mixture of music playlists and video, I might just make the music ones just MP3s. So I can come to the info panel and just change that to MP3. And I'll do the next music one. So I'll make this one an M4A, and then we'll do the third one. I'll move that and the Opus. Now these video playlists here, I could choose to have any quality, but I might just, for the sake of this one, just download the 720p version, make this one MKV. And I'll leave that one as the default quality, but I might make this one, say, WebM. Okay, so now everything is set, we're ready to go. We'll just hit start. As you can see, we're starting to download, and it gives you an indication of how many files you're going to be downloading. This item here, we only chose the one item to download, so that downloaded pretty quick. So I'll just let that download. Have a look at our stats. You can see this is persistent. This is from the last job. So all this will get updated. So I've got pretty good download speed at the moment. Pretty much what you can do if you've got lots and lots of items, you just hit the start and go and have a coffee and come back, and hopefully they will all be done. This type of thing is great if you're a student or a creative and you've stumbled upon some really nice playlists for some tutorials, or you've got some interesting videos you want to download that are in playlists. It's just so convenient to be able to just paste it in here and just walk away, and everything can be downloaded by the time you come back. As you can see here, there was an error downloading one of the files, so it's now skipped. That will be flagged, and you will find that in the info panel and in the statistics panel at the end. It will appear. You can see here, it's skipped in this playlist, item number 31. This will get updated soon. Okay, found another file that's got an error, so we'll skip to the next one. As I said, large playlists always tend to find there's maybe one or two files in those lists that don't behave very well. Yeah, just getting through those. Have a look here. This one's been updated, so we've got 4 skipped files so far. That's flagged in here as well. As you can see here, we're still going. One of the files was 2.8 gigabytes, so that took a little bit of time, so I sped up a little bit, so I don't want to have to bore you to death. There's our statistics. Still got those 4 skipped files, downloaded 81 successful files. We'll just let this go. Just have to be patient. Okay, so that's downloaded successfully. So let's have a look at what we've got. And as you can see, each of the playlists were all downloaded as their own folders. So all nice and neat. So here's those videos. Got the MP3s, got the long little Opus file there. We've got the MKVs and the M4As. So yeah, they're all done. Have a look at our statistics. Downloaded over 8 gigabytes of files in that download. Did a total of 105. That includes the last group as well, because this was persistent. But once you're happy with everything, you had a pretty big download speed there. If you want to do another session, you can just reset all your statistics, and you can just keep logging if you like. All right, so let's just clear out this lot. Let's do one more group. We'll just do a mixed bag this time of TikTok and Twitch videos and Vimeo. So let's just paste all these in. Got a whole bunch here. So Vimeos, Twitch, or TikToks, we'll add those to the queue. And they're instantly added. Again, if you want, you can reorder these things. So once we're ready, let's hit start. And obviously this is taking just these settings, and it will be dumped into our download folder here. And we can actually do this on the fly, but we'll go in here and we'll change this, crank it up to 6. Once it's already downloading the first 4, but the next time it'll grab 6. Just let it do its thing. You'll notice that once it starts to process in the info panel, you're locked in to these settings, but the ones that haven't processed, you still have the option to change to whatever format you like. But we'll just watch these 4 go, and then we'll watch the next go. As you can see, once it starts its download, still pretty quick. And we can have a look at our stats here. Got a pretty good download speed there. As you can see, there's one file to go. Slowly coming down. And here we go. Downloaded all 16 items, all successfully. Our stats show that 16 items, download over giga data. Yeah, that's all there. Here's our files, all the files that we got, the format that we wanted. Okay, what we're going to look at now is how we handle 4K and 8K video. Now, I don't have any 8K video to show because I'm struggling to find 8K video out there, but the app will support it. So I'm just going to paste in here a 4K file. Now, in these default settings, you have the Mac friendly and any quality. Now, if we download using these settings, any quality, you would assume if it's 4K video that we would get the 4K, but actually we'll be getting a 1080p video because the way that YouTube encodes the 4K video is a little bit different to the standard video sizes. So if you select Mac friendly, which opens in QuickTime and you can drop it into Final Cut, Premiere and all those editing platforms, it'll only download 1080p, because if we want to have the 4K, it actually comes down as differently, and the Mac setting here doesn't handle, or QuickTime won't handle the actual encoded file. But you can use a player such as VLC to play it, plays no problems, works perfectly, but you'll need to convert that into a Mac-friendly file for editing software. I'm going to address this in a future release. But anyway, we will just download this using these settings and we can start. So I'll just let this one download and I will show you. So this is the 4K video that we're going to download. Okay, there it goes, it's finished. So what I'm going to do is I'll open the file. This is our file. There's all the beautiful 4K video. But if we get info on this file, we'll see that the file is only 1920 by 1080, definitely not 4K. So to download the 4K video, what we're going to need to do is just change this to 4K, and we will automatically set the setting here so you will actually get the 4K file. So if we just download this file again, I'll just add this in here and we start. So what I've done is basically, so there's no confusion in this setting here, is when you select 4K, it would automatically switch to the settings and the Mac friendly versions will not be available. So you can actually download as a WebM or an MKV and you get 4K, no problem. There we go, download this file. And as I said, this file will not open in QuickTime. You'll have to use VLC. Now this file is quite large. I've downloaded this one before and it's just over 2 gigs. I'll speed this up and I'll come back to you. Okay, so we've downloaded that file. So let's take a look at it. I'm going to open this up. If I run it, I get this message. This file contains some media which isn't compatible with QuickTime. You know, basically you can't open it. So if I open this in VLC, it'll be giant. There it is. Let me size it down, and now get the file info. So if we go to codec details, you can see the video resolution is 3840 by 2160, which is 4K, which is exactly what we wanted. So that's basically how you download 4K and 8K video using BitQ Pro. But just say that you did drop in a video and all this was set incorrectly, or for the 4K video in this case, and you drop this into the queue. Just remember, you don't have to redo it, drop it back in or anything. Just hit the info panel and you can change here. So go to 4K, does the same thing. It'll automatically switch to the codec best suited for 4K. You can change this to MKV if you want, or WebM. Do it, and that will be the settings that are done for that particular download. So I hope that helps, and thanks for watching.